Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I was a teaching instructor. I've worked thousands of cases, and we're in the digital age now, and IRS kind of keeps up with all that. By the way, I've worked thousands of IRS cases. I have a whole team of former agents. We are actually experts in IRS matters. People have called me, God, throughout the years, first time I've done a video, and they say, hey, how does IRS just track my crypto transactions? Well, they do so because people have mandatory reporting to do by centralized exchanges and data matching. Remember, the government comes in, they're the big bully on the block, and they can have access to everything. If not, they're going to cause someone a huge problem, and that's not going to happen. So IRS pretty much has carte blanche on anything they want. So they go in, they push their way through. So when they get into a centralized exchange, they go ahead and they use AI to do all their matching. So one of the things they do, and I'm going to read a couple of them for you. It's a 1099 DA, digital assets, and 1099B, standardized reporting. IRS gets a copy of this. You just want to know, IRS matches that up with your tax return. So your tax return is the beginning of the analysis. IRS has what you're saying that you have, and then they're going to do matching. They do this, by the way, for 1099s and W-2s. This isn't new to IRS. Whether it's a 1099, a digital asset form, IRS has this huge matching program that they use for AI. If you don't put a 1099, you work somewhere, you get a 1099 for say $10,000, boom, IRS does a match on that. They also use KYA, the Know Your Customer requirements. U.S. based exchanges are legally required to keep all that information. And why do they have that? Well, they fear prosecution from the Department of Justice. IRS have teams of people, so do criminal investigation and other government agencies that really come in, and they're the bad boy once again. They're going to come in and they're going to do audits. They do random audits to make sure this information is on that system. The other thing they do is a blockchain analysis. They go ahead because transactions are on public registers and they're immutable. IRS employs technology to trace these transactions. I can't even imagine what the servers and everything are like for IRS to do this. Just think of, there's millions, if not billions, of transactions going on. IRS and AI has made this really easy. If you think that you're going to get some of this through, you're not. I'm sure IRS has a tolerance. They may have a low threshold of dollars. Hell, maybe under $1,000 they don't go after, but IRS is really on top of this because they know this is the major area where, in low-hanging fruit, people who dabble in this have money, they have extra money, so IRS is going to drill down on this. They do matching analysis. If you report something on your tax return and it's not found reported on the IRS's major data network, IRS is going to go ahead and send out a CP 2000 and say, hey, we got a matching problem. Where's this issue at? And if you don't have it, once one agent gets it, they can go ahead, pull information up, and if they find more, they can move this over to a criminal investigation. Plus, on the form 1040, it asks you if you actually, on the 1040, it says, have you sold or exchanged digital assets? And if you go ahead and answer that falsely, well, now you got a criminal problem. So IRS has a way to find all crypto digital assets. They have a big database of AI and other information, and a lot of times they get this from other government agencies. People don't know what they actually have exchanges between governments, such as, say, something, you have something going on in England. I'm sure these government, they do. I'm not sure if they do. They exchange big people back and forth, big taxpayers back and forth, big holders back and forth of money, because every government wants their piece of you. Every government wants on their share. Also, they can get this through third-party matching. I will guarantee you one thing: if you're making $1 million and up, the governments are exchanging your profile back and forth because every government wants its due. So be careful. There's probably 8 matching programs that the government has, at least, that they're at least telling us about. We don't know what others are, but I'm telling you, they will find any digital assets, crypto assets that you have. The big problem is you got to report this because you don't want a criminal prosecution. You don't want to get a summons subpoena from the Department of Justice. If you need help, you're having a problem, we have former IRS agents really on staff that can help answer the questions, do tax returns, and represent you if you have an IRS issue for crypto. Anyway, have a good one. I've worked thousands of IRS cases. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your time.